Hey guys, drdecks here. Today we are talking about Regal Ideas picket railing. You've seen a lot of crystal rail installs that we do on a lot of our fancier decks, but today I kind of wanted to give you a run through of one of their more economical systems that you probably could sell a lot of, make a few bucks on. So if you breathe air, click that subscribe button, and if you breathe in and out, hit that bell icon as well. Then you'll be notified every time we're putting out fresh content. All right, so the first thing you need to know about the Regal Ideas system, when you're doing picket railing, it's easy as 1, 2, 3, all right? It says it right on the package, so it has to be true, right? This system is really easy to install. Also, what I found is it's also profitable. You can keep your standard railing rate, price per foot rate, and make a few more dollars on every job. In the United States, we do a lot of 36-inch high rail systems. Regal is out of Canada, so they do a lot of 42 and 36. I happen to have some 36-inch components with me today, so I'm gonna install a 36-inch high railing. So all you Canadians, you know, you can get the 42-inch version, or if you're on a taller deck and the client just wants a little bit higher deck or a higher rail system, then you can go with 42. Also, we're going to be doing picket railing today, but they also do glass, but they only have one height of 42 inches. So if you want a 32-inch high glass system, you're kind of out of luck if you want to use all Regal parts. So they're only going to warranty their glass. So I usually just sell a 42-inch high glass system when I'm doing glass, because again, the price is hard to beat. So anyway, everything comes pre-packaged, so you have to strip all your packaging, which I'm going to do right now. And then, you know, be careful. If you're going to use a knife, you know, be careful with it, because you can damage the finish on the inside of the post. So I usually tear the outside packaging off. Usually once you get this cardboard off, the plastic comes off pretty easy, and you can just rip it apart. All right, so there's one post. The first thing you have to do when you're figuring out railing is get your layout. We're just going to assume that you already know that. You know how to lay out your posts. It's basically math, addition and subtraction. I'll show you a quick way of how I lay out my posts. It might be handy for somebody. Okay, so we'll start with that. So basically each post is 2.5 inches. It has a 4-inch base. There's a pre-welded bottom and a pre-welded top on each post, which really makes it nice to when you go to assemble, and you'll see that in a little bit. So I'm just going to set one of these down for a second. And when I'm measuring out my posts for railing, I usually figure out, here's the corner, let's just assume this is the corner of the deck. I figure out how much reveal I want, and just so okay, so let's just say I've got an alternate colored surface border that's 5.5 inches. I want to center this because I want it to look nice. So I might go, if this is 4 inches, and I got 5.5, that gives us 1.5 inches. So then I would come in 3/4 of an inch off each side, off each side of the deck. 3/4 of an inch, 3/4 of an inch. It's always handy to have a square around, okay? There you go. So now I'm in 3/4 from here, 3/4 from here, and that's my first post. Now, let's assume this is 12 foot. There's a 12-foot wide deck. I'm going to fit my other outside edge post right here. Okay? I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come in 3/4 of an inch. 3/4 of an inch. Square it up. Okay. Let's assume I needed to do a center post in this run. Or it could be 10 posts in this run. It could be, let's say it's 100 feet long. As long as I have this measurement and this measurement, I'll show you how I can easily figure out the rest. I take my measurement, I measure from the outside of my first post, measure from here to the inside of my last post is 42.5. Okay? So what I want to do, then you have to divide that measurement, divide by how many spaces you're gonna have. So if you're putting a post every 5 feet and you got 30 feet, then you're gonna have 6 spaces. Or is it 5 spaces? The way I figure that out is I go 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Now I count the gaps in between those posts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you would divide it by 6 if you had a 30-foot run. I'm not trying to make this complicated. If I just did, I apologize for that. But, so we go back to, let's just go back to saying, okay, I'm just trying to figure out my post layout and I want to divide it. So I'm just going to divide this run in half. I got 42.5 inches from the outside of my first post to the inside of my last post. Divide that by 2 would be 21.25. So then I would come over here, put a mark at 21.25. Okay, whoops, 21.25. Now, if you're doing this on finished grade wood material, probably wouldn't use a Sharpie. I just use a light pencil mark. Now, because I marked from this side of the post, and this is where my base plate is, I'm laying out for the base plates, not the actual post itself. Then that's where my center post would go. Because what I have is, from the outside of one post to the inside of the next post, I have 21.25. From the outside of this post to the inside of this post, I also have 21.25 inches. Now there's several different ways that you can figure this out. That's the way I do it, just so I don't get confused. I always measure to my base plates. I never try to measure to these guys. But for today's lesson, we don't need a center post. We're not going to put in a center post. We're just going to use our 2 outside posts. Okay, so now I've identified where I need those outside posts to go. So normally, when I'm working, I just mark the edges of the post, because a lot of times I might not be installing the post. I might be doing the layout, and then I go on to another task, and then Phil or Andy will install the posts. Okay, so now I have my posts. Sometimes because of wind, I'll lay them down on the deck, because we've actually had posts blow over right off the deck, get all mashed up. Oh, can't use that one, throw it away, or you know, save it for somewhere where we might be able to hide it. So I got my post layout done. Now, okay, so the next thing you need to know about Regal Ideas or any other aluminum rail system, you got to have solid blocking. If you don't have solid blocking, you're going to be in trouble. You just can't screw right through the decking and expect it be solid enough. So I always add solid sawn 4x6 blocking minimum for all my posts. You could use 4x4. Usually we just have a lot of 4x6 on hand, so that's what we use. You could double up 2x8s, but I don't do that. I always solid sawn blocking, and then I usually G-tape or protective membrane tape over that before I would install this. We're obviously not doing that step today, but you just heard it from me. That's what I do. So you got your solid blocking here. We're simulating that there's deck boards on here too, okay? But just for this instructional video, we're not gonna do it. So I'll pre-drill my first hole. All right, I use, Regal sells a 2.5-inch fastener. I like to use Fasten Master products. This is a ledger lock. It's 3 5/8 long. This does a really good job of getting through the decking and getting into the framing and biting and holding very well. It'll also be concealed when you install the skirts, the post skirts that go and cover up all this stuff. These are nice and flat. They have a star drive head. They're nice and flat, so they're gonna suck down really nice, and I don't have any issues passing this with any codes, any building inspector, anybody else, any homeowner has never had an issue, never challenged me with using this type of product because it works so well, okay? So we're gonna go ahead, I'm gonna install my first fastener. I'm gonna get it fairly snug, and then I'm gonna make sure my post is square. Again, okay, I'm gonna double check it, and now I'm gonna go ahead and drill another hole, install another screw, all right? Now Regal suggests that you leave your post loose so that you can fit all your parts, but we usually just install the post and then back the screws out as we need to, okay? So the next thing we do is we finish the other 2 screws. Okay, so now we have one post installed. Now, after we get all of our posts installed, these probably are not gonna be level. So this is where we would go back and double check level. Obviously this is not level, the table's not level, the deck's not level, so right now today we know this. So, but what you do is when you're leveling posts, we would back these out. Add a shim under here, okay? And then tighten these back up to get this post into level. Now that we know, once our shims are in and we know it's level, then we can work the screws to make that post level. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and install this other post, and then we'll go on to the next step. All right, so now you have both your posts installed and both your posts level.
Do you know that this and this aren't the same height?
Okay, that's a problem. Can you tell on camera? Can you see the difference in the height of the posts?
I don't think so.
All right, guys, that concludes step 1 of our Regal Ideas railing install. It's basically just configuring your posts and figuring out where to place them. If you like what you saw, or if you're getting something out of this video, please click that subscribe button and press the bell icon if you want to be notified of future updates as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you at part 2.